Hi, my name's Cooper Morrison. I'm here with another episode of Students Talking Science. Political science, that is. Today we're in the sunny state of California, trying to find some University of Southern California students to talk about the presidential election of 2012 from the standpoint of California. And today we're going to try to get their opinions on how they feel California is going to vote in the presidential elections. Hi, my name's Cooper Morrison, and I'm here with Students Talking Science. Political science, that is. I was wondering if I could get y'all's opinions on the 2012 presidential elections from the standpoint of the beautiful sunny state of California.
Yeah, we'd love to help.
David, Aro, thank you so much for joining us today. I'd really like to first off start out with you, Aro. Could I please get your opinion on the 2012 presidential elections from the standpoint of California?
It's really interesting because I think Romney has a really difficult time in California because from 72 to 88, it was Republican, but since 1992, it shifted markedly towards the Democratic side. So I don't think Romney will be able to close that gap at 24 points in time.
Wow, it sounds like Romney really doesn't stand a chance of getting those 55 electoral votes from California. David, we're going to go to you. I'd really like to hear about what you think has led to California becoming such a Democratic state.
Well, Cooper, like Aro just said, from 72 to 88, it was very Republican, and now it's very Democratic. And I think the main reason for that is the influx in the Hispanic and Latino population. 74% of the state is still Caucasian, but a pretty astounding 38% are identified at least partially as Hispanic or Latino, and they tend to vote very Democratic in recent elections. And also, I think it's the high number of universities in the state of California, because a lot of youth and a lot of college kids tend to vote Democratic.
It's funny you bring that up, because President Bush was actually able to capture a good amount of the Latino vote in his election efforts because of his immigration policies. But Romney doesn't seem to be having the same success in California based on the polls I've seen. What do you think, Aro?
Well, what we see with that is that Romney had to present himself as a true Republican during the primaries, which included a lot of pandering to fundamentalists and idealists in the Republican Party. So he doesn't have a good stance that the Latino population identifies with on immigration. Fortunately, he hasn't had to talk about that as much, but we will see that he's going to have difficulty preventing Obama from getting, nationally speaking, 65% or more of the Latino population, which in the context of California will be extremely difficult.
So, David, it seems that unless there's some absurd turn of events, Barack Obama is going to lock in the 55 California Electoral College votes. Due to this assumption, what do you think are going to be the campaign strategies that Mitt Romney and Barack Obama are going to use in California?
Well, Cooper, since it's so Democratic in California, both candidates have employed the strategy of just using California to fundraise as much money as possible to spend in those other key battleground states that are going to determine the election. Mitt Romney spent more time fundraising in California, but Obama's raised probably 3 times as much money. He's raised about $91 million. But California is the biggest fundraising state for both candidates. And if you look at the numbers, that's probably because of the 37 million people who live there and a lot of wealthy individuals. The second highest state for both of them would be New York, where Obama's raised about $55 million and Romney about half of that. So really they just use California for their money and take it elsewhere to the more crucial states.
So we know the facts, we know your opinions. Other than an obvious Obama victory in California, what do you think would be the margin of victory in the state?
Well, Romney, after very strong debate performances and his strong business and economic background, I think he cuts the margin from 2008 election from 24 down to about 15 to 19 percentage points.
Well, that's great, David. David, Aro, thank you for your help. We'll see you next time on another beautiful episode of Students Talking Science, political science, that is. And next time we'll be going to the not-so-beautiful state of Oklahoma. Ew.